What's good, YouTube? Back at it again with some more important information. Today in this video, I'm going to be discussing a subject matter that I literally just recently made a video about. It's in regards to the whole mosquito narrative that they're pushing more and more and more. They got so many, they got so many different distractions happening right now. You've got the selection thing. You've got the narratives with all the virus stuff. The pox, the mosquito thing, so much nonsense, so much, fear propaganda. It's insane. And so many distractions overall, of course. But yeah, you guys know, for those of you guys who checked out the video, I recently made a video talking about this subject matter, about how they were, issuing stay-at-home orders in another area as well, or in another state, whatever. And now it looks like, as you guys can see by the headline, it says in the article, Vermont becomes the second U.S. state to issue stay-at-home orders because of deadly mosquito virus. Then it goes on to say Vermont just became the second U.S. state to postpone public events in order to curb the spread of a deadly virus in the state. That's what they want you to think, though, because, when they use words like deadly, they're trying to instill fear into people. It's no different than what they did in 2020, the narratives that they were pushing with that nonsense in 2020. They were acting like, oh, this thing is deadly, and it's so deadly that we need to destroy all these small businesses, and while we allow all these fast food restaurants and these major corporations to still keep operating because the corporations are more important than your small business, and your small business is non-essential, all that nonsense that happened, right? And this is the same exact type of narrative that they used to justify those control measures. And, when people like Bill Gates come out talking about, oh, the next one's going to get their attention this time, and then he laughs and giggles about it, that's a warning from from a psychopath who's just a puppet himself. But, he's assisting his bosses with their agendas too. He plays a major role in their agendas. And he's just a puppet that's just on the front lines. But it goes on to say the Green Mountain State joins neighboring Massachusetts in recommending their citizens stay home at night amid high reports of Eastern equine encephalitis. This rare sickness is carried by horses and spread by mosquitoes, and in about 30% of human cases can cause brain swelling, vomiting, seizures, and death. In addition to postponing local nighttime festivals and concerts, the Vermont Department of Health strongly recommends people in some of the state's busiest towns to stay inside between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. When the bugs are most active. Though it's rare, it's already claimed one life in New England this year. Stephen Perry, a father of four, died after contracting it. That's what they're claiming, in New Hampshire. He was the first person in New Hampshire to be infected with it in 10 years. Around the same time, across state lines, curfews were announced in multiple counties. In Massachusetts, sports games, cookouts, and other end-of-summer events have been postponed across the state, a move Vermont seems to be mirroring. EEE is rare, affecting an estimated 11 Americans annually, but in the past year, it's plagued New England and seemingly record levels. August marked the first human case of the mosquito-borne illness in Vermont since 2012. The areas in Vermont at highest risk, as highlighted by the health department, include Burlington, Colchester, Alberg, Swanton, and Sudbury. Public health officials arrived at these areas after finding 47 groups of mosquitoes with EEE across 11 communities, a sharp increase from last year, where 14 groups of mosquitoes tested positive across 3 towns. The events canceled include Burlington's annual Oktoberfest celebration, normally one of the street's largest gatherings. The event's organizer put out a statement reading, while the eventual outcome of the virus impact and the general response from the public is not our judgment call to make. The significant costs associated with organizing this event prevent us from delaying this decision any further to find out. Other cancellations include music and food festivals, art shows, concerts, and outdoor movies. Same type of stuff that was happening in 2020. Vermont's health department stated that since there is no, I'm not going to say that word, you know what, or treatment for the disease, prevention is the best course of action. Even though it might be inconvenient, the best way to reduce your risk of EEE is by limit your time outdoors at dawn and dusk. Officials said if you have to go outside at night, they recommend using bug spray and wearing long sleeves. And that's it for the article. Normally I would have a video ready to play that I would react to, because it's better, for people to hear it from the horse's mouth, basically, on what these clowns are reporting. But and then I respond to it, of course. But with this and the past video, really, haven't really been able to find like good videos that relate to specifically this situation. Like in this situation, I haven't been able to go on YouTube and actually find like a video that specifically talks about Vermont issuing the stay at home order. I wasn't able to find that, but so, which is why I only did the article reading thing. So yeah, anyways, regardless though, you guys know what the agenda is. They're just promoting fear. They are planning another scam event. Nobody can tell you exactly what it's going to be. They have dropped hints and clues in the past, but a lot of the times they like to create confusion and make it seem like it's going to be one thing, and then they shift to the other narrative, and then they just keep they keep changing narratives constantly, right? So it's like, it's risky to make an absolute claim that, oh, it's going to be this for certain, or oh, it's going to be that for certain. It's pretty risky, which is why it's not really worth it, because you could easily ruin your credibility like that. But yeah, it's just better to be on the safer side of things. We know they're planning another big event that's going to be worse in 2020. We just can't tell you specifically what it's going to be, because only they know for certain, because they're the ones planning it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Please share the video far and wide. Get the word out to as many people as you can. And I'm out.